What's going on, guys? Veve Username back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about how the drop went today, and we're going to be talking about the AMA recap. So, let's get into the video.
Disclaimer: we are not professionals. We are not financial advisors. This is not financial advice. Do your own due diligence and enjoy the video.
All right, guys, welcome back to another video. Got to shout out the subs. We beat 4K, baby.
Let's go.
Let's go.
4K subs. Let's go.
Yeah. So shout out to everybody subscribed, commenting, liking the videos. Shout out to all the donators. Thank you so much.
Oh.
And we got a giveaway coming up for the 4K. The link to that video will be in the description. It's also the only video we posted yesterday, I believe.
Yep.
So yeah, enter that for the chance to win an Ice King or 2 comics, I think, right?
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right. So how did the drop today go for you? Because it seemed like there was a little problem with today's drop, and the minting had a little problem too.
Yeah, I mean, I got super lucky. No complaints on my end. I got the, if you scroll up, I got the, that one.
Let's go.
I don't know. Coraline.
This one looks cool.
Yeah.
I like the red too at the top.
I like it, but this isn't my most favorite. I'd probably pick something else up. I don't know. I'm looking to flip it. We'll get into that. Yeah. This is my favorite because the fish is actually in the Mermacorno. Let's go.
Let's go.
So hopefully they'll animate that so it just swims around in the future. But, you know, that's all speculation. Don't go buying it just because we said that. And then I also got lucky and I got an ultra rare.
Let's go.
So
this one looks cool too.
I was super hype about that, but we'll get into the issues next. So how'd it go for you?
So I ended up getting the same thing, the ultra rare. And then I also got this one. I didn't get the common, but I got this one, which is the rare, the lily pad. Got the frog on top. Let's go. So yeah, let us know what you guys got in the comments down below. And also if you guys had a problem, because for me at least, it said like error at the beginning, and then I ended up getting it. It like reserved it, even though it said failed at first. And then they took forever. They're actually still minting right now. And it's like 3.5 hours after the drop. So seems like there's a problem there, and people can't list on the market. So that's why there's like none of them, because I couldn't list mine. You can't list yours either, right?
No, we'll get into that next. But yeah, please let us know how this drop went. And if you've been having issues in general, because I mean, we'll probably never get the chance to talk in an AMA, but if we do, we can maybe ask what that bug is, because I don't know. I've been having an issue, probably like 7 out of my 10 recent drops. I've gotten this like thing saying there's a payment error, and then I click try again. I press buy now again, and then same thing happens. But then when I press try again, it goes to sold out, and then it says 1 pending order delivery or something, which is really weird. I don't know what's going on there, but yeah, I've had that happen multiple times, and it's kind of, I mean, it's like a minor inconvenience. It's no big deal, but I don't get to see the rarity I get or the mint number. And so I don't get to kind of get an idea of like how, you know, on time I should be with things. Cause like if I get a really good mint ultra rare or something, I'm going to be able to like get in the marketplace as soon as possible. Whereas if I just have a, you know, random mint common, I won't care as much. So yeah, I don't know. I'd love to hear what you guys have had in terms of those experiences, or if you've encountered those issues.
So Veve actually put out a little tweet. They said, minting is taking longer than expected today. Apologies for the inconvenience. Transfers errors will be resolved as all editions continue to be delivered. In the meantime, understand that the market prices currently reflect the number available to be listed. Thank you for your patience. So yeah, seems like everybody's having a problem. And yeah, let's get a little recap of the AMA going, because AMA was decent. Some things that stood out to me, I'm just going to say what I thought of, and then you can fill in whatever I miss. Yeah. So I saw that, or they talked about how they're getting new comics this year. So not Marvel comics. That's going to be sweet. They said that the AR feature for the selfie facing on like the app is going to be coming. So that's going to be sweet. Comics and showrooms is going to be sweet. Hopefully those are going to be animated. Like maybe the book's going to be flipping through as you can like walk up and maybe like read it, something like that. And then they also said it seemed like they weren't going to have exchanges for Omi until like March or something, even though I swear they said they were going to have them in January. So that's a little disappointing. And also they were talking about the new drop system, which seemed like it's probably not going to be implemented this month either, even though they said that was going to be coming in January too. So seems like the normal delays, because it seems like they always kind of delay stuff, but yeah, those are the main things that stick out to me.
I do want to say though, like with dates, any date they say, don't take it seriously. You're just getting your hopes up for nothing. Like I know we talk about dates all the time and kind of give you guys references, but I mean, anything they say now, I never trust the date they give just because there's always issues, I mean, that go on, on their end. So I'm not really surprised, but it would have been cool if we got some of that stuff sooner. No big deal. When they mentioned comics, though, did they clarify if it was DC comics we can
No, they
expect or
didn't.
no?
But I bet it's DC Comics.
Yeah, I wonder if Action Comics. I don't
I
know.
think we're gonna see Star Wars comics soon
Ooh,
because that would be
I'd
really
love. There's so many things I'd love to see, but yeah, um, I didn't get to see everything, but some of the notes I had, I they mentioned the serial killers, the people who were not awarded the bunny originally. They are going to be doing another airdrop for the people who missed out originally. There's going to be 600 or the same number of editions as the bunny, except they're doing a golden yucky charmer. So the
That's
ultra
gonna be
rare,
cool.
yeah, from the second series, I think the fact that the yucky charmer's gold might do better than the bunny, just because I feel like that fits in with the whole leprechaun like idea, how there's like a pot of gold and everything. We'll have to see, but yeah, don't go out buying those just because it's not something you can still earn. It's something like if you were missed in the original group of people that should have gotten that airdrop and you didn't get it, this should be for you to clarify those issues that people have had, because there are a lot of people upset, understandably. And yeah, so I was super glad to hear they finally found a resolution for that. I am
And to make
wondering.
that clear, that's only to the people who were supposed to get the other one and didn't
Yes,
get it. So I
who
don't know what they're
had.
gonna do with that extra 400 mints though, because they
Yeah,
said there's only
that's what
like
I'm wondering.
300. Yeah.
It is, yeah. I don't know if they'll save that to reward people who have had other issues in the app like
If
they
they
did with
do, the
previous secret
price is going to
rares.
skyrocket because
Yeah.
there's only going to be 300 people to list. So no matter what they do, the price is probably going to skyrocket because they're probably not
Yeah.
going to release those yet at all. So
Yeah. I'm guessing minimum that Yucky Charmer will be 1K, but probably closer to 2K
I'm
or
thinking like
3K.
4K.
Yeah, I think more. I just to be conservative because there's really nothing behind those and they are an airdrop, so you're getting it for free. But I do think they'll fetch a price similar to, if not higher than the bunny. And the bunny's at like 2.6, I think. So,
Yeah.
and the bunny's been dropping in price since it was released, I think, pretty much. But so that's one thing. They also mentioned that, I don't know, the way they were talking about it, MTL doesn't seem to be in phase 2 yet. I think they're in limbo between phase 1 and 2. I could be wrong, but they mentioned it's a long process in general. One, I don't want to like, I don't know. I know MTL is something people really look forward to, but I don't think, I mean, it is a big deal,
It seems
but
like you're going to be able to cash out in a way with Immutable X, by the way. So,
yeah.
I mean, you should be able to buy collectibles and then transfer them to Immutable X, and people can use Ethereum or any other kind of like Polygon, whatever kind of crypto on there to buy your stuff. So that will be a kind of way of cash now. And they said in the thing, I don't know if you're about to say this, but MTL isn't going to be available in all countries, which
Yeah.
you can probably see like which countries Immutable X maybe offers, which would probably be pretty similar to what they're going to offer. So I think most countries probably will allow it, but even if it doesn't, I still think you're going to be able to move over to Immutable X and hopefully get a crypto for your thing.
Yeah, that's definitely a big point, is that MTL won't be available in all regions. And this is another point to why it's taking so long, I would assume, because if you have to get the money transfer license in every single country, that's not an easy task, because they mentioned that getting the money transfer license alone is like a timely like task. So the fact that they have to do it in all of these different countries, I understand why it's taking time. And I'm also just not, I mean, if you really want your gems out, there are ways to do it. We don't advise you do those, but there are ways to do it. And like Carter said, IMX might be a more complicated manner of cashing out, but it should still be an option. And we might see IMX before MTL. So something to consider. But they did mention localization coming up with app translations. They didn't say Medium articles would be translated, but Carter mentioned something about Russia. Do you want to clarify that stuff? Didn't you
I'm not
say like
sure.
Christmas coming early to Russia or whatever? Or like,
I don't remember
who
that.
said that?
It wasn't me.
What the? Somebody, I swear. Oh, maybe it was like Randy Chavez. That might be who I got it from. But I heard somewhere like that in the AMA, they said something about like, oh, Merry Christmas to Russia or something. And that could be hinting that Russia is like the first region we unlock besides the like American regions we already have or whatever, or like English speaking regions. But yeah, something to really look forward to. And I think that's going to be huge because unlocking these other regions is going to be a massive influx of users. And
Yeah.
even if they're small countries, it's still going to be a lot of new possible users. So I'm super hyped for that. I was glad to hear that. They also mentioned new collectible types coming up this year
Let's
that
go.
won't, yeah, these won't be 3D or comics, they said, which I don't know what that is. Carter had something. I don't know if you want to explain that, but I'm really confused as to what these might be. So
Yeah, so I mean, I was watching like some old leaked videos a long time ago. Well, I was watching last night of like 7, 8 months ago of Ecomi stuff. And there was something where they had an Ecomi card, which had the little like Omi sign on it. And then you could take that card and have it like your phone put over it would like put up the collectible. So I don't know if we'll see something like that this year, maybe, but if they do release merch, I can definitely see them coming out with these cards too. So hopefully we see something like that. Or I think it'd be cool if we see like board games. Like we saw the Monopoly Man. If you have the
ooh,
Monopoly Man, you can play Monopoly with your friends and like whoever you're
that would
following on Veve and stuff. Or you like maybe you could challenge people in the feed to like battle you in Monopoly. That would be so cool.
that, yeah, I didn't even think about that. I think there's plenty of opportunity. There's so many different things they could do. David Yu and the whole team in general, super innovative, and I'm hyped to see what they have. But when they said not 3D or a comic, whew, I can't wait
Yeah.
to see what they have. So I'd love to see those cards, maybe. And they did confirm a lot of the things they do seem to be like test runs. And so I wouldn't be surprised. I know Pokemon is that whole hyped up thing and people mention it and it's not secured or for sure. But
Yeah.
if they do Pokemon, uh, the like they might test it out with those cards basically first with something else. So maybe they do a different card based like game or something and test out how Pokemon might run if they have a similar like mechanism or whatever for like how you would store them or show them. So I don't know. That's something interesting. But they also mentioned uh I'm not, do you understand their artist alley? Because they've mentioned they have an artist alley or they're planning on doing it. And they mentioned that they'll be dropping one of ones with artists they've worked with before and new artists, I believe, in this thing called an artist alley. It's separate from the DC drops, but I think it's basically like a curated set of drops where Veve decides to work with some like independent artists. I think mainly smaller artists releasing some one of ones. I don't know if they'll be that limited to where there's literally only one per drop or if there's like 8,000 randomly generated one of ones or something for that artist or that, I don't know, we'll have
That
to
would be
see. But
sweet.
I'm super hyped to see any kind of one of ones just because I know that might kind of branch over into the other like NFT marketplaces where one of ones or one of ones are more like common, I guess, where there's like those generated portraits and stuff. But they also mentioned the desktop. They're going to be prioritizing getting like the desktop app running, which I think is cool. I wish we could ask them a bunch of questions, but I'm really wondering if you'll be able to go for drops on desktop and what they're thinking about bots in desktop, because like I'm
Yeah,
not
that's gonna be
super
hard.
concerned. Yeah, I'm not super concerned about bots right now. It's a cat and mouse game, but when you open it up to the computer, I feel like that's opening up the possibilities for people who don't have the best intentions in mind and could maybe develop, some different bots that we've never seen before. So
I
I'm
think they should
hoping
I think
they
they
have,
should keep it on just phone for the
yeah,
drops, and then I think that you should be able to buy and sell aftermarket on the
yes.
computer, and then like
And
customize your showroom.
yes, the showroom feature I really understand, and being able to view your stuff on a monitor rather than your phone screen, I think is just doing it justice because I think everything will look better on a like monitor or whatever, depending on like your resolution, I guess. But yeah, they also a really fun little moment last night. Jermaine Rogers came in and was talking, and the Creeping Dero pumped like 1K in a matter of a minute or less. It was
Yeah, it
insane.
was crazy. It came from like I was watching it at like 9.99 around there, and there was like four of them listed there. All get bought up, then like all the 1Ks start getting bought up, then the 1.1, then the 1.2, and it went up to like 2.1 or something K. It's
Crazy.
crazy.
Yeah.
It
And
was
then
literally just because he was like talking about how it was the first or something.
yeah, he was saying so they had Jermaine Rogers come up and talk about a future drop he's going to be doing. I think within 2 to 3 weeks. So maybe 2 or 3 Saturdays from now. But he mentioned he'll be dropping these veils, which we've shown them before. We'll show it in more detail in a future video, but it's basically the creeping Dero in a different position, and it doesn't have like the X on its forehead or whatever, because the lore behind these is that the creeping Dero created these veils, and the veils are like his mindless henchmen or whatever. And so basically the creeping Dero was jumping up because he mentioned it, and he like basically the creeping Dero is like the most important, or like the leader of the veils or something like that. So the pump really didn't hold up to anything. It pumped up, dropped back down because people were hoping to make a quick play, and then it didn't really work out or turn into anything.
Yeah.
It was just really interesting because even
the FOMO just kicked in.
Yeah, it was funny to see though. Everybody because when they called Jermaine Rogers up to the stand, I got my phone immediately. I was like going to Jermaine Rogers stuff, and I was like, okay, this is an opportunity. And it's funny to see how many other people thought the same thing and pumped that collectible like $1,000 in literally less than a minute. I called Carter, and we're like watching the price just jump around, and it was hilarious. So that was really interesting to see. But yeah, something to look forward to ahead of time, since they usually don't drop details on future drops that early. So that'll be cool. And then some other stuff they talked about here, which let's see. I want to shout out Randy Chavez, because I didn't get to watch the whole AMA, and a couple of these points were ones that he was talking about. I think they're just important to mention. They've 4x'd the number of developers they've had since last January, which is something, round of applause. Let's go. Love to see the team increasing. They also mentioned that they want to do theater stuff, music stuff, sports stuff, concert related stuff. So, I know a bunch of people, like we had some people saying like Veve is the ends and Recur is the means. I think we'll see Veve doing more of those means based things, like those unlockable experiences and stuff, where you can get tickets to concerts or tickets to music. Or
it seemed like Dave, I think it was David Yu, when he was talking, it was either David or Dan, one of them was talking about how it seemed like they wanted to start going towards more airdrops and stuff.
Yeah, they should realize this. If they don't, I'd be really surprised. I'm guessing they're already ahead of us when it comes to this thinking, because they've been in this space. And this is something that I think Randy mentioned, is they, like David, you mentioned he'd been pursuing the Marvel license since like 2018 or 2019 or something. So years ahead of where we are now, he was already working on this, and he saw where things were going. So I really think they know what they need to be doing. And that is those unlockable experiences in the future, that chain agnostic stuff like we talked about with Recur. But as of right now, I really think they're going to move towards more airdrops, and also more like unlockable experiences, or things where your ownership gives you some utility in the real world, however that be. But super hyped to hear about that. And they also mentioned the James Bond was just a test with the movie tickets and everything, which they're going to be doing more. So that's
going to be
right
so
along
cool.
the lines.
I love that. Like, especially the Disney Golden Moments when they dropped those and gave everybody Disney Plus for free. Like, that's something that makes like anybody I explain that to, like if I'm like trying to show them Veve or something, I'll be like, oh, I got this from it. And then I was like, I also got Disney Plus for free because of it. And they're like, what? Like, that's actually cool, because like now you're getting something in the real world that you can actually use.
Yeah, that utility is going to be key. Veve realizes that. I really doubt they don't realize that. Every NFT project should be realizing that. And so I'm super hyped to see where they go with that and how they move forward in the future in terms of that. But another really interesting thing, they mentioned they hit their 3-year projection this year.
Let's go.
That is insane. Let's go.
They're growing like crazy.
This growth is wild. And I'm sure they might have been conservative in that guess, but still, the
they're
fact
about to
that
hit
they're
200K
2 years ahead of time. Yeah.
Followers
Let's
on
go.
Twitter.
And
they also had Jeremy in the thing talking about in the AMA. Jeremy hopped on. He was talking about how they need to get physical and digital collectibles to like as a team, like together, like send out the physical to the digital. And then they were like, if you were to see one like character come with physical and digital, what would it be? Like, kind of like, I feel like probably hinting at Pokemon, because they both hold the license to Pokemon. And he's like, he just like kind of like avoided it and like said something like separate. But it was tense. It was a little tense, not like tense like in a bad way, but tense like, oh, is he gonna say it? Like,
I think I mean, that would be the perfect thing if they did statues with Pokemon, or even cards. Like if you got a pack or something, or
That would
like a
be
booster
so
pack or
cool.
something. Yeah, I don't know. I really think they're moving towards that in the future, and especially these big brands are going to realize that they can even start like pairing physical products that they sell in stores with NFTs. And Vivi could reach that point where if you buy a pack of Pokemon cards in a store, you get an NFT on Vivi or something with it. Or I don't know. I think things can go both ways. I really think Vivi is going to move towards that in the future. But the last thing I wanted to mention, and shout out to Randy Chavez again. If you guys don't know his channel, seriously, check him out. But they mentioned that, like, I think somebody asked like the Batman drops, like the first drops or something. And they were basically saying like they didn't want to start out by dropping some huge licenses when they didn't have the fan base to support it. And we still don't have a crazy user base or fan base to really support some of these massive brands. And so the fact that they dropped Disney, Marvel Comics, and all of these major brands when they're still relatively young as a company is crazy to me, because that makes me think, what's coming in the future? What are they saving up for when they have this massive audience and user base?
They have everything.
I really think, Pokemon, all speculation, but it really points towards Pokemon to me, just because, I mean, yeah, this user base, I think like, I don't know, there's some random projects for like OpenSea NFTs that have more followers than Vivi right now. And I see things changing, and I don't know. I'm just really hyped to see what happens in the future, because I think they've got that Vivi vision, baby. Let's go.
Let's go.
But yeah, I mean, I think that's everything I had for the AMA. I'm sure there was some more.
Yeah,
if there's anything
if we missed anything and you thought it was like really important that we're maybe looking over or something, drop that in the comments down below, because we love to hear it. Love to hear the comments from you guys, because guys are usually coming in good stuff. Make sure you guys go to the link down in the description to enter in the giveaway. All you have to do over there is hit a 1 in the chat and your Veve username. If you guys like the video, drop a like, subscribe if you want to see more. Hit the little bell icon next to the subscribe button if you need to be notified whenever we post. This is Veve Vision, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Let's go. Homies, let's go.